Let's start with your background in video games. Talk a little about what you played growing up.
I still remember playing the original Zelda on a NES, which I never really got into, which to this day I'm upset about because it's like one of the games that everybody likes, yet I was like, But mainly Civilization. 7, 10, 11 hours of a day just playing. I think I learnt most of my history from Civilization, and one of the reasons I loved Roman culture was because of Civilization, so it's quite weird that now I'm in this amazingly historical show. I know that guy. I think I built one of those units once. It was quite strange.
Do you have a favorite video game memory that stands out?
Yes, beating the Australian champion of Tekken one round until he realized I was actually pretty good, and then wiped the floor with me. But yeah, I was very proud, and I will take that to my grave.
Now you transitioned from being a gamer to actually running a video game store. Talk a little about that.
Yeah, that was cool. That was one of the... Well, actually, I did my first work experience at a computer game store that I used to go to for probably 14 years up to then. So that was my first experience of working in that industry. And then I ended up getting a job at EB Games when I was a struggling actor trying to go, oh, well, if this doesn't work out, what else do I want to do? And that was fun. You know, I was so good at selling consoles. No one else had more passion to go, yeah, you need to buy these 16 games, 4 control. You got friends, don't you? Buy 4 control pads, you need them. I was good at that job.
And then you get a discount on all the games.
Well, yeah, not enough though. Not as much, but you could borrow them and then take them back and seal them in plastic again. That never happened. Don't you think that happens?
So talk a little about the transition now to actually helping Ubisoft create a game.
That's, there's been too many dreams come true happening in a row for me with the role, and I met this partner of my dreams, and now I'm making a video game, which is, I think I designed my first video game in my mind when I was about 7, I think, and I've got it written down somewhere, I think. It's probably like a rip-off of Doom or something like that, but yeah, making a game with Ubisoft is crazy, because I've played Ubisoft games forever. You know, and Assassin's Creed and Rayman, all these sort of crazy, amazing games, and now they're tackling this fantastic story of Spartacus and the way that we portray this and this sort of stylized, hyper-real, hyper-violent thing, and to be able to watch that from sort of conception through to where it is now, I think from last I heard it was kind of just pre-alpha or something like that, and just what they can do with it. You know, it's a long way from being in like NBA Live 09 or 99 trying to form my face, and now people are coming to me saying, is that cheekbone right? And they're building them for me. This will make my life so much easier when I play like Skyrim or something.
Talk a little about how you help them, besides making your face look correct.
That's all I was cared about. No, it's partially because it's a huge component of the game is the fighting game side of things. So I love fighting games, which is kind of handy, and things like Tekken and Virtua Fighter and Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So I like to think in some casual gamer kind of way I know a lot about these things. So I was trying to just take almost a layman's approach of if I was sitting in my home and I wasn't Spartacus and I was just going through things on the Xbox Live or whatever it might be and looking for some DLC. And I saw that game, what would make me play it? And so every time they'd come back with a build or something that they were working on or thinking up, I just tried to think, well, am I having fun? And to watch them create it and build it, and it just ramp up the intensity and the visuals, and it was, I just tried to give feedback. If they listen to me or not, I don't know, but I think they know what they're doing. So. I just tried to think, am I having fun? And it's nice to see something progress from, the earliest days of just kind of 2 models, and pretty much earlier than that, just the idea of things on paper. And then now there's this amazing working build that they've got over there, which has so many qualities of so many great fighting games, but is in itself completely unique. So it's, and it's still got a way to go to development. So it's kind of cool watching all that happen. And to feel like I've got a little bit of a guiding hand in that in some way is great. It just makes me feel great, but and hopefully I can actually add something to it. And as a big video gamer, make a game that everybody wants to play. That'd be awesome.
And when it comes to this game, one of the things that's unique is when you die, you die. What do you?
I know, permadeath. That's crazy. I remember trying to convince a friend to play Counter-Strike, but he just couldn't. understand that your character just would die like that and not be shot 1,000 times and respawn. But yeah, in this, I mean, you just imagine in a fighting game if your favorite character suddenly wasn't there anymore, like if you're Ryu or something stopped being there, that would be insane. So I love the idea of it, and the way that they're implementing it in the game is something that really hasn't been done before in a fighting game, and that's exciting.
Especially for the online game, because all of a sudden you build this character offline.
What better rivalry will you have with a friend or a complete stranger on the other side of the world than laying it down and saying, all right, my excellent gladiator versus your excellent gladiator, the winner takes all, and knowing that at the end of it, one of them won't be there anymore. That's crazy, that'll bring some. I think there might. The downside of that would be there may be a few broken TV screens at the end of some of those, but all in the name of good fun, right?
Now, I also understand they're incorporating some of the new season and implementing that into the game in a little way. Are you helping them with that?
Yeah,
as well?
well, not just myself, but like Stephen DeKnight and the creative minds behind it and all that sort of thing. So they just want to keep it true to the story, and I mean that's a lot of that's still something they're working on now, and we'll keep that on the wraps until we know more about it. But yeah, no, they're trying to keep it close to the whole legacy of Spartacus, and with the new stuff that we're doing this season, all that sort of thing as well, and just. But even to the detail of things like the camera moves and the way that the colors are realized on the screen, all that kind of detail as well, which doesn't always get publicized. They've spent so much time making it look like the show, which is kind of cool.
And lots of blood, I noticed in the
Lots
game.
of blood. My favorite move from last season seems I think you can cut a guy's face off, and that's all right with me.
What are fans in store for when it comes to the new season?
Jesus, it's huge this season. It's. I've still got all the fake tan because I'd finished shooting 5 scenes on Thursday, got on a plane, just got off it, and here I am. And it's a war, and it's a massive war, and it's amazing to be part of, and to even just get behind the cameras and see some of it play back. They're using new technology this season visually that hasn't been seen before, and it's just going to be. I thought last season was as big as you could get, and they've I think we're all devastated that it's kind of coming to the last season, but it's thank God in some ways because it's so big. I don't know where you'd go. Like Stephen DeKnight has thrown this right out. He's hitting for the absolute fences in this one. And it's crazy. It's great.
What do you think it is about this franchise that's connected with so many people?
It's just it's a show you can just enjoy. Like you can just sit there and on so many different levels you can just watch that show. If you just want to watch hot guys and girls fight each other, get it on, you can enjoy it on that level. You can just sit back and chill out and watch it. Or the stories themselves are so fascinating. You can really get into the nitty gritty of these amazing characters, and it's a show that you can enjoy on so many levels, and that's rare. It's big, bold, and strong, and you sit there and watch it and have fun. You're allowed to have fun. You don't have to be a certain type of guy or a certain type. You can just sit there and enjoy it. I don't recommend priests watch it, perhaps, but apart from that,